Let tonight's story bring you gentle peace and ease into sleep. Plummy and Blossom, a tale of gratitude. This story is about a girl named Peony and a magical salamander named Blossom, who bond through acts of kindness and gratitude, saving their village from darkness. Once upon a time in a serene forest, there lived a young girl named Peony and a magical salamander named Blossom. Peony was known throughout the village for her gentle nature and kind heart. While Blossom, on the other hand, was a mystical creature that could glow in the dark, providing light to the forest at night. One evening, as Peony wandered through the forest, she heard a faint cry. Following the sound, she found Blossom trapped under a fallen branch. Peony quickly rushed to help, lifting the branch with all her might. Blossom, free at last, glowed brighter than ever before in gratitude. "Thank you, Peony," said Blossom in a soft, melodious voice. "You saved me." From that day on, Peony and Blossom became inseparable friends. They spent their days exploring the wonders of the forest together. Peony would bring Blossom fresh water from the brook, and Blossom would light up the path for Peony during their nighttime adventures. One day, a terrible storm hit the village, and the forest was plunged into darkness. The villagers were frightened and didn't know what to do. Peony knew that only Blossom's light could guide them. She hurried to find her friend and explained the situation. Without hesitation, Blossom agreed to help. The village elders gathered round as Blossom began to glow with a golden light, brighter than ever before. She led the villagers to safety, guiding them through the treacherous paths of the forest. "We are grateful to you both," said the village chief, bowing deeply. "Your friendship has saved us both." Peony and Blossom smiled at each other, their bond stronger than ever. From that day forward, the villagers celebrated an annual festival to honor the friendship and courage of Peony and Blossom. And every night as the forest glowed with Blossom's light, the villagers remembered the importance of gratitude and kindness. Peony and Blossom continued their adventures, always there for each other, lighting up the forest in their hearts. Let's move gently into another comforting story. Lobelia and Magnolia, a tale of trust. This story is about a girl named Lobelia, who forms a bond of trust and friendship with a fairy named Magnolia to save the enchanted forest. In a quaint village where the air smelled of fresh bread and blooming flowers, lived a young girl named Lobelia. Lobelia had a large garden filled with vibrant blossoms of every color, but she had never met a fairy until one fateful night. That night, the moon was full, and its silvery light cast a magical glow over everything. Lobelia was reading a book by her window when she heard a gentle flutter. She looked up and saw a tiny, luminescent figure hovering by a rose. It was Magnolia, a fairy with wings that shimmered like spun gold and eyes as gray as emeralds. At first, Lobelia was startled and backed away, but Magnolia smiled and assured her, "Do not be afraid, for I am here to be your friend." Despite her initial hesitation, Lobelia extended her hand and said, "Hello, I am Lobelia. What brings you here?" Magnolia landed softly on her open palm and said, "I am in need of your help. Our enchanted forest is losing its light, and only the pure heart of a human can restore it." Lobelia's eyes widened with curiosity and concern. She agreed to help, and Magnolia explained the journey they needed to undertake. They would have to travel to the heart of the enchanted forest and plant a seed of trust that would bloom into a beacon of light. Lobelia prepared herself for the journey, packing a small bag with essentials and her favorite book. Magnolia led the way, her tiny wings illuminating their path. They traveled through meadows that sparkled with dew and woods that hummed with the songs of nightingales. Along the way, they faced various challenges. At one point, Lobelia had to cross a rickety bridge over a deep ravine. She hesitated, but Magnolia's reassuring words gave her the courage to push forward. When they reached the heart of the forest, they found a barren spot where the ground seemed to weep. "This is where the seed must be planted," Magnolia said softly. Lobelia knelt down and planted the seed, then waited anxiously. Slowly, a small sprout emerged, glowing brighter by the second. As the sprout grew, the entire forest began to illuminate with a beautiful, golden light. The trees, flowers, and even the air seemed to come alive. Magnolia turned to Lobelia and said, "You have brought trust back to our forest." "Thank you, Lobelia." Lobelia smiled, her heart warming with the newfound friendship and the beauty of the restored forest. They returned to Lobelia's village, where the air now seemed even sweeter and the flowers even more vibrant. From that day on, Lobelia and Magnolia remained inseparable, their bond a testament to the power of trust and friendship. Every night, they would sit by the window, reading stories and dreaming of new adventures, forever cherishing the trust that brought them together. Our next tale awaits to bring you calm. Zinnia and the Skunk Campanula. This story is about the friendship between a girl named Zinnia and a skunk named Campanula, who teaches their village the power of love and acceptance. In a little village, nestled among rolling hills, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Zinnia. Zinnia had a special gift. She could communicate with the animals. A friend was an adorable skunk named Campanula. Every morning, Zinnia would find Campanula waiting by the garden gate, his black and white fur gleaming in the sunlight. They would spend hours together exploring the countryside, sharing whispers and secrets that only they could understand. One sunny afternoon, as they were wandering through a lush meadow, Zinnia noticed something troubling. Campanula seemed unusually quiet. Concern furrowed her brow as she knelt beside him, gently asking, "What was wrong, dear friend?" Campanula slowly looked up at her with sad eyes and confessed that the other animals avoided him because of his scent. Zinnia's heart ached with empathy by her. He felt Campanula's tiny paw and reassured him, "You are perfect, just the way you are. Real friends love you for who you are inside." Inspired, they decided to host a village gathering to show everyone the beauty inside Campanula. Zinnia and Campanula spent days preparing for the event. They decorated a big tree in the center of the village with colorful ribbons and lanterns. The night of the gathering arrived, and the village square glowed under a starry sky. Animals and villagers alike began to gather, curious and excited. Zinnia stood by Campanula Maile's side, her voice clear and confident. "Tonight we celebrate friendship and love. Open your hearts and see the beauty that lies within." As Campanula approached the center of the clearing, he hesitated for a moment, then lifted his head proudly. At that magical moment, everyone saw beyond his outer appearance and embraced him warmly. The village erupted in applause, and Campanula felt a wave of belonging he had never experienced before. From that day on, no one in the village judged Campanula for his scent. Zinnia and Campanula's bond only grew stronger, their friendship a beautiful testament to love and acceptance. They continued their adventures, knowing that love has the power to change hearts and heal wounds. And so, Zinnia and Campanula lived happily, their story a cherished bedtime tale for generations to come. Let's continue with a new journey. The Innocence of Iris and Campanula. This story is about the magical friendship and bond between a pure-hearted girl named Iris and a kind-hearted forest nymph named Campanula. In a lush and verdant forest, there lived a beautiful young girl named Iris who had a heart as pure as the first snowfall. Iris loved to wander in the forest, where she felt the presence of magic and the whispers of ancient trees. Her bright eyes sparkled with wonder every time she stumbled upon a new secret of the woods. One such day, she discovered a small, glimmering pond surrounded by blooming flowers. As she approached the pond, she felt a strange yet welcoming energy. Sitting by the pond was a kind-hearted nymph named Campanula. With her long flowing hair, the color of midnight, and her gentle eyes that reflected the moonlight, Campanula exuded a serene and enchanting aura. "Hello," Iris greeted shyly, her curiosity piqued by the nymph's ethereal presence. "Hello, dear Iris," said Campanula kindly, her voice like a soothing melody. "How do you know my name?" asked Iris, her eyes widening in surprise. "The forest speaks to me, and it has spoken of you, a pure and innocent soul that graces this place," Campanula replied, with a soft smile. From that day on, Iris visited the pond regularly to spend time with Campanula. The nymph taught her about the secrets of the forest, the language of the trees, and the songs of the wind. Iris listened with rapt attention, absorbing every bit of magic and knowledge with an open heart. Till one evening, as the sun set in a blaze of orange and pink, Iris asked Campanula, "Why do you live alone in this forest?" Campanula's eyes softened with a touch of sadness. "I am a guardian of this forest, dear Iris. It is my duty to protect its beauty and purity from harm and corruption." Iris reached out and held Campanula's hand gently. "You are not alone anymore. I am here with you," she said earnestly. The nymph's eyes shimmered with tears of joy. "Thank you, Iris. With your innocent heart, you have brought light to my solitude." As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Iris and Campanula formed an unbreakable bond. They laughed together, shared stories, and found comfort in each other's presence. The forest seemed to come alive with their friendship, blooming even more brightly than before. On fateful night, a storm raged through the forest, uprooting trees and causing chaos. Iris found herself lost and frightened as the wind howled round her. As suddenly, she felt Campanula's presence, warm and protective. "Oh, my voice, dear Iris," Campanula's voice echoed through the storm. Iris followed the voice, navigating through the howling winds and torrential rain. Finally, she stumbled into the clearing where the beloved pond lay, now calm and pristine despite the raging storm. Campanula embraced her tightly. "You are safe now," she whispered soothingly. From that night on, Iris knew that no matter what storms came her way, with Campanula by her side, she would always find her way back to the light. They continued to share their days, bound by an innocent and pure love that nothing could break, making the forest a place of endless wonders and joy. Good night, and may you find peace in your dreams.